Rue de la Treille took the place of a defensive ditch, likely filled in at the beginning of the 16th century. This ditch had been dug in the late 14th century when the English posed a serious threat. The street still bears the marks of that history. Now gone, a church once stood against the rampart around 1380, as was common in this period of widespread fortification across the kingdom. At the time, the Rhône valley around Avignon was flourishing with activity since the arrival of the popes. The local economy was thriving. During the truces between the English and the French, groups of soldiers would turn into organized bands of looters. To defend themselves, all villages fortified their perimeters, while local youths were trained in the art of war to resist attacks. But you'll also notice doorways with ogee lintels, reflecting the peace that eventually settled and the expansion of the village of Collias. In the past, Rue de la Treille was not paved. Further down, you'll find an andron, a small covered passage typical of southern villages. To understand life in a fortified village, one must imagine how cramped things were. Building skills were limited, and tall structures were rarely possible. That's why streets were often covered with andrones. Most of them have now disappeared, but they were once very common. In the late 16th century, in towns like Beaucaire, they were so numerous that, as the Swiss traveller Thomas Platter observed, you could walk through the town in the rain without ever getting wet.